Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Yo. Yo, yo. Yeah. I wanted to get this down in a video. It's been something that's been on my mind actually a few years, sort of bouncing around, and something that I've been trying to get better at is understanding the dynamic of judging people, including ourselves, and how the implications of this understanding are going to be extremely positive on the way we view ourselves and the self-image we have of ourselves, and ultimately what this leads to, what this creates in ourselves in terms of confidence and letting go and being easy on ourselves and enjoying ourselves in life. And actually, we can get to a point when we can understand how judgment works, and we can understand how we sabotage ourselves through judgment, how we can actually enjoy the majority, if not all, of our day-to-day existence. Now, let's go to you judging other people. I know, I can see you. I can see you judging. I can see you walking past that person thinking, stupid shirt, or the way that girl drinks that tea is just dumb. Or why would you have so many dogs in London? It's stupid. See, these are all little judgments, and no matter how small or how big the judgment is, it's not helping you. And I'm speaking to myself here. This is a video for me as much as it is for you. If you are judging other people, you are criticizing other people in any way, you are adopting the mode of judgment. You are possibly thinking that you're gaining from it. You know, you feel there's a little possible ping of short-term pleasure by throwing a judgment on somebody else, saying, look at that idiot, look at that moron, and it feels good because for a moment you're in a superior state. You know, you feel better about yourself because you are elevating yourself above somebody else that you've just applied judgment on. And I'm here to tell you, and I know that you're not stupid, you know it's probably not the best to be negative, but it's not helping you. It's not helping other people, but it's not helping you. And you want to be living a life that feels good. You got to be feeling good about yourself as you go through life. Life isn't about ongoing struggle and suffering and negativity. It really doesn't need to be that way. And when you can see that the judgment that you place on others is harming you because you're putting yourself in the mode of somebody who judges, when you are in the mode of somebody who judges, you are just as susceptible to your own self-judgment, your lack of self-compassion, your own self-criticism, right? Because of that state that you put yourself in. So the antidote to that, the antidote to self-judgment and the pain that puts you through. And you know what I mean by self-judgment? It's when the voice in your head says, look at you, you're an idiot. The pity committee come out and they say, look, Alex, you're an idiot. You should do this properly, or you should relax more, or you should be more fun, you should be more easygoing, you should be less serious, you should do this, should do that, should do this, should do that, day in, day out. It's like having a prison camp guard walking behind you with a rifle pointed at your head, and there's always this pressure you put on yourself, right, to be a certain way, to act a certain way. You're piling judgment on yourself. And I want to go back to the whole point of this video, which is about the judgment you put on other people. Because as soon as you do that, you're effectively allowing yourself to judge yourself. It's like you're giving yourself the green light to judge yourself. If you judge others, you are effectively judging yourself, or you're at least at risk of self-judgment. And the way to judge yourself less, and the way to experience more joy as you go through the world, as you go through life, it starts with judgment. It starts with eradicating the judgment you're placing on yourself. It starts with eradicating the shoulds and the negative beliefs you're placing on yourself that make life uncomfortable. Think back to a moment where you've been uncomfortable. It's usually because you yourself have put a certain amount of pressure on yourself and you're judging yourself, right? Like, for example, when I used to go out to, meet new people, to new events, I would be constantly putting pressure on myself to to relax and go with the flow and be more present. And of course, that's pressure, that's judgment. By saying that I need to be more relaxed, it's judging myself for not being relaxed. And that's putting pressure on myself. And that makes me nervous, that makes me anxious, and that makes life less enjoyable. And it's so start. There are two sides to it, obviously, self-judgment and judging other people. But if you judge other people at all, you're not out of the woods, because you're in the mode of judgment. And if you're in the mode of judgment, you're at risk of judging yourself. So start with noticing how you judge other people, and see if you can catch yourself whenever you look derogatorily at somebody else, or you treat someone with disdain, or you even a small critical comment that you might think doesn't mean anything. Notice those times when you do that, because the more you can catch yourself and turn that into consciousness and turn it into just returning to where you were and not applying any kind of judgment on anything, just letting things be as they are, the more you can do that, the more you can kind of adopt that mode of beingness and being at ease with the world around you and surrendering to the moment and just letting things be, you're going to start letting yourself be. You're going to start doing that more often. And your life will begin to kind of be filled, just gradually, more and more, with a sense of easiness, because you're not at pressure. So that's my call to action for you and me, is to notice when you judge people, and realize that when you judge people, you're putting yourself at more risk of judging yourself. We're all connected, we're all spiritual beings. If you judge others, you're projecting your self-judgment on them as well. So judge others less to judge yourself less, and see how that improves your day to day. Hope that helped, guys. Much love. Speak soon.